essentially, the grand jury is set up of 12 to 18 people, and they be residents in the county. And those people will hear evidence presented by only the state. So it's all one sided, and their job is to solely decide whether there's enough information available that a crime possibly had been committed and the people that they say did it possibly could have done it.
So I guess what is the difference, or is there a difference between being indicted of a crime and charged with a crime?
Sure. Being charged with a crime is essentially the process of just that. You get your foot in the door at court. But those charges could be frivolous. You could have a police officer who has a vendetta and they just bring charges that are unwarranted. The grand jury's job is supposed to be a safeguard to make sure that there is at least enough evidence to pass that initial muster to make it to the next step to go to superior court.
And then, like, the difference between district court and superior court.
Is
Do you
typically
have
just
to be indicted by a grand jury to move on to superior court?
you don't. There's a few processes to get to superior court where felonies are heard. An indictment is one of them, or you can waive that formal hearing, which is what we call it's just a waiver of probable cause, and that gets you straight to superior court. But you don't just start there. You have to get there by one of these processes to protect an individual so they're not falsely charged.
I guess what does getting this indictment kind of mean for the attorneys on either side of a case, and then just for the investigation moving forward?
Sure. It doesn't mean a whole lot. Especially like we have clients, they go, "Oh, I was indicted. This must be something bad." It doesn't mean a whole lot. I mean, 99.9% of cases are going to be indicted. So it doesn't mean that you have a bad case. It doesn't mean you have a good case. It just is the form that a case moves from district court to superior court. And for the defense attorneys, is at least a mechanism for them to receive discovery or the evidence in the case to really start working on a defense for that individual who's been indicted. But for the state, it just means you'll get a different district attorney assigned to the case who's assigned to felony matters in superior court.